YouTube, good morning. Woo. This is my standing ovation to hip hop, honey. Yes. Ooh. Ooh. It's just so good.
She says she's been bitten from head to toe.
I don't know what been chewing on me, but I know I'm ate up on me. Watch how she up to score her number.
Yup. Hip hop wins again. Oh, yes, it does. I wrote this. I said, hip hop wins again for being one of the most dominating genre in music, one of the most original art forms of today. No wonder the goal is to destroy it. It's alive. You know, like Frankenstein. The creator of Frankenstein was like, it's alive. Hip hop it's alive and well. It's like an atom. I said it's like an atom. You know, you can't destroy an atom. You can break it into particles, right? But you can't destroy it. I felt like the powers that be, people who want to destroy this genre, have sent in little imps to undermine it, to kind of kill it, break it up. But it's not working. I think hip hop is fighting for its genre, right? I put up a post on my ex and I said something like, let me see if I can get it. My mic is not working today, so you got to bear with me. Listen, I say hip hop raised us. It gave us a voice, vision, and vocabulary. The art of rap is poetry, pain, power, and purpose. There will always be forces that try to cheapen it, but there will always be culture pushers who fight to keep it alive. Woo! Facts. Some of the people I feel like that's brought in to undermine the culture, you can kind of look out and you can see them today. I talk about the DJ Academics, the Lil Yachty, the Sexy Red, a lot of those artists who may not even know that they are used for such a cause. But I do believe and feel that they was put into this genre, pushed into this art form, this genre of music, hip hop, to kind of undermine it, to kind of destroy it, break it up, right? So when you see these artists of today who do not take the craft or the art serious, you kind of see, I believe these was the plants. This is the plants, right? Shout out to everybody who loves hip hop. Listen, we got to fight for the genre. I feel like no matter what they try to do, we always tend to beat the odds. I even talked about I can't find my notes. Y'all know I never can find my notes. I talked about how hip hop was really never based about money. It was about an art form of the culture that we used a tool to talk amongst each other, to communicate. It also was a tool to communicate to the world. This is how you treating us. So we used the form of hip hop to speak to those that matter and who that be, right? So this is why I love the genre, and I'm gonna forever fight for the genre. So if you're a hip hop lover, make sure you do the same thing. Listen, good morning. I am Miss Tia, a girl from the South, Alabama, roots, deep, crazy. Listen, I got a great show today. It's so good. I got some great topics. Titles. I think the title of the show, I'm going to say this. The title of the show is Who's Pushing the Culture and Who's Destroying It? I dare you to call him out. Call him out. Call him out. Pushing the culture or destroying it. Listen, first of all, let me start off the show by giving the Harris family, T.I. and his family, a hand clap. Listen, somebody have to take down the bully every now and then, right? Right? Somebody got to take down the bully. So shout out to T.I. and the Harris family. Ooh. Such a good thing. Oh, I got some notes. Listen, if you in the community, you understand, yes, this culture also, we get out in the street and we battle and we we culture spar, right? I felt like this week T.I., his family versus 50 Cent, it was literally a culture sparring, right? It was great too, right? So shout out to the Harris family. I don't know if y'all anything. I grew up in a housing projects, right? Where a lot of black folks stay, right? And if you got to fight with one of them, you had to fight all of them. So I've seen when a whole family whoop ass. I've seen there. So watching this week, it was good. you know, it kind of straightened you up. It kind of straightened the bully up a little bit. Is he done? No. A bully's never done. You got to realize it. He became a bully out of pain. So pain is what's gonna have to hold him down. Crazy, right? But shout out to the Harris rapper T.I. T.I. is rolling out his album. The album is called Kill the King, right? I don't like that. But you know, T.I. have his method to his madness, right? I said he found himself in a culture sparring session, and it was good. T.I. was kind of really doing a reminder to all the true MCs that we live. True MCs live, honey. I love it. I think I saw a tweet from Ebro, and he said, 2026 is gonna be good as well. I was like, yes, good. T.I. I love the fact, what I've seen with the T.I. and his family, that black men are prevalent in America. A lot of people try to act and say that black men aren't men of their families. They're not prevalent enough. They're not present. But I think it was a great view to the world that shows a young black man is a leader of his family. And when one fight, we all fight. I loved it. And I also I felt like it showed that hip hop can grow up, and you can see my family, but I can still show you I'm still gifted, and I still have control over my craft. I think I talked about that one time, how a lot of artists are holding swords that they really can't maintain. They don't really know how to use them. But I felt like T.I. literally came out this week to show you, oh, honey, I still know how to hold this thing if I need it. So shout out to Tip. I really enjoy the culture sparring session going against the bully, right? He doing a single, his leading single off the album, his up and coming album Kill the King. It's called Let 'Em Know. I like it, right? For real, right? For real. Crazy, right? For real, right? That's all I'm gonna say. For real. One of these songs that I love of the battle songs that he put out, I think he put like 3 or 4 out, but one of the ones I like, and I think this may be on the album because I saw on his YouTube channel it had snippet. My favorite battle song out of this whole moment was War. I don't know what you think. What was the favorite battle song that T.I. put out? I felt like War. War was the song. War was the one that showed I'm a man, don't play with me. I mean, it was deep. And seeing the visual of him having his family around him, mother, daughter, sons, wife. It was a great look for the community because, they try to act like hip hop is so adolescence, right? They say hip hop can't grow up, don't know how to grow up. And it was a great view to me. It was a great view. Shout out to the Harris family. Tip did that. Listen, I ain't no hater. I'm going to always tell what I see. I'm a true teller. Sometimes an overthinker too. But shout out to Tip. I really like it. Put that War on that album. You may even need to do a duplex. What y'all do? Them small albums and put all the battle songs on it. Because every song Tip did in this battle was good. I like Lessons. I like Lessons too. Let's see. Right? That took you back to the old Tip. That Lessons, right? Ooh, I loved it. I thought it was good. The culture deserved that. Ooh. Ooh. And shout out to T.I. I think this album would be on his own independent label, Grand Hustle Records, right? Is he independent or is he tied into other things? I don't know. I think I said Grand Hustle. I'm so proud of my black men, right? I'm even looking at my brother over there. He is doing his own thing. So listen, I'm proud of y'all. Hip hop on the win. Ooh, let's get into some more topics. Okay, let's get into some more topics. Listen, I hope you guys can hear me. Like I said, my mic, it didn't work today. I don't know. Something didn't want this to get out. But you can't stop what got to get out now. We're going to find a way to get it out. Listen, I got some great topics. I may talk about, I don't know how far I'm going to get down this line. Michael, Eric, Weird Case, Dyson, Clarissa, Chris Bosch, Layla Edwards. Do y'all know who that is? RFK. Okay, let's just get into it. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't know if you guys seen this this week, but Michael, Eric, Weird Case, Dyson. Listen, I'm gonna try to be respectful because I'm a girl from the South, and we pride ourselves on respect. We grew up and you respected your elders. But some of you elders, you're getting out of line. And what I've learned with some elders, and I don't hate me, I'm just telling you, because I think I also growed up in a time where you didn't really tell elders how you felt. You just had to kind of go with whatever they say. But I'm gonna say this: some of these elders that y'all look up to today, they've led us nowhere. They've led us nowhere, and I think a lot of them is also upset with who they are. Baby boomers, and shout out to the baby boomers. But I just got to be honest: a lot of them are they're not happy with how their life turned out. I'm just going to be honest. I think the baby boomer generation was sold this ideology and this kind of imagination that if you go into this system and acquiesce to it, you would be successful. Not knowing when they got it and they found out that it would strip away their whole identity. Now they look back at the people that's behind them and they get kind of angry. So sometimes when you see the Michael, Eric, Weird Case, Dyson speak, sometimes he's sounding very bitter. Sometimes he's sounding very bitter with his discussions when he's having them on some of these major platforms. At first, the doctor, the elder, he really talked like he was kind of understanding the culture. But then now, when it may not go his way, when it gets too personal for him, he starts sounding a little different. And listen, it's understandable. When you get personal with certain people, you can kind of really get the real person. So this is what I see with the Dr. Michael, Eric, Weird Case, Dyson. I'm just being honest. I'm sorry. But anyway, if you don't know, he was on a platform this week and he was talking about one of the hosts of a podcast asked him about the Kendrick Lamar and Drake beef once again, which we would never live this beef down. But for the correct way to answer these questions when people ask you about the beef, it's so simple as to say Kendrick Lamar won it for the culture. He won the battle. It's especially when you're battling. When you're battling, all bets are off. You go crazy, you go deep. But anyway, let's get back to the Dr. Michael, Eric, Weird Case, Dyson. I think this was so personal to him because as you listen to the interview, when he was asked a question about what he think about the battle, he went so personal about it to the point where he felt like Kendrick Lamar corrupted and shunned the black culture because he tried to tell Drake he wasn't black. It felt so personal. He even went so deep as to saying he know Drake's family. This is how you know it's personal. Drake grandmother babysitted Aretha Franklin. Go and listen to it. I'm saying a lot of stuff, but these are some of the lines he was saying. So automatically, when I heard him breaking down the background of Drake's life, I said, okay. We're in a personal moment right now. So he feeling some kind of way. It's so crazy, but as I've lived my 44 years, let me get it right, my 44 years, I realized when you hurt people, King, they feelings hurt. They hurt. No matter how old you is. You would have think that Michael, Eric, Weird Case, Dyson would have had a sense of an elder who would know how to explain himself in a way that he can kind of come out as being like a equal kind of person all around. But no, he showed his feelings. But listen, shout out to the doctor. Shout out to Dr. Michael, Eric, Weird Case, Dyson. Listen, we ain't mad. We ain't mad. We understand. I think Dot is made for this moment. He understands the hate. He understands that killing such a powerful being, it destroys everything around them. It destroys everything around him. And a lot of people was eating over there. So when you starve people, you know, they get combative. They get real crazy. But I like it also. It helps you to identify who your enemy is. It helps you to identify who's on your side. So listen, to the K-Dot fans, y'all know us. We can get real crazy if y'all want us to. We can go real crazy, but we gonna keep it respectful. We're gonna keep it respectful, and we just gonna say shout out to Dr. Michael Eric Weird Case Dyson. Let's get to something else. Okay, let me get into the next topic. Clarissa Shiels. Listen, Clarissa Shiels won her fight recently. I can't think of the lady name again. But listen, the real thing that I wanted to talk about with the Clarissa, her endorsement. Why aren't Clarissa having major endorsement? Is anybody else paying attention to this? Or is this just me? You know, I grew up in a time where your most famous and your biggest athletes was on the cereal box, right? Is it me? Like your most prominent athlete was on the Gatorade, the Pepsi commercial. Is it me? What's going on? Clarissa called herself the GOAT, right? Her record shows that she's undefeated. But my thing about it is, what's going on? Why isn't she, introduced or being able to benefit off the endorsements? Do anybody endorse athletes anymore? What's going on? Or is it just Clarissa? It's the world prejudice towards Clarissa. Listen, I know Clarissa got other issues. I'm not talking about her personal issues right now. I'm talking only her talent. Why don't Clarissa have these big endorsements like most athletic people have? What's going on? Listen, I even talking about, I said, y'all so low down, y'all ain't even put Clarissa Shiels in the Burger King commercial. You know they always get a good Burger King or chicken commercial, right? Clarissa don't even have a Popeyes commercial. Y'all gave Glorilla what is it? Checkers. And Clarissa is a known, well, undefeated athlete, and she don't even have Popeyes? That's crazy. Is it me? What's going on? They ain't gave Clarissa the Coca-Cola. You might ain't got to give Clarissa Pepsi. But what about Coca-Cola? They ain't gave Clarissa the Waffle House. Y'all could come together and get Clarissa at the Waffle House as an endorsement? What's going on? Piglet, listen, we can go low as Piggly Wiggly. That's in the hood. Clarissa haven't even got... Fago don't want to sponsor Clarissa? Listen, I'm mad right now, P. Y'all ain't gave Clarissa a snack wrap snack chip? That's crazy. Listen, I feel like Clarissa need to fire her team. Because I don't know what y'all doing over there. I don't know. Everybody eating. I think the report says something that she got this $8 million deal. But listen, everybody can't eat off that. That's crazy. We need more money coming in. Why Clarissa ain't on Skims? Fashion Nova? Sheen? Who are these people? What's going on? Papoose. We don't need you standing up there being the best boyfriend. We need you to be helping Clarissa move these products, move herself. What's going on? Why Clarissa do not have a team that gonna bring endorsements into her career that can help her live forever? That's crazy. Clarissa need to have an endorsement where she on a plane. What's going on? This is crazy. Listen, y'all, see, you talk about the wrong thing. See, Michael Eric Dyson, weird case, you punching down when you need to be punching up to the people that you know you need to be punching up at. See, Clarissa needs some real educational help behind. Listen, I'm not a publicist. I'm not none of this, but I've seen some of our big athletes be endorsed by some of these big people what's going on. Why Clarissa, who is the #1 boxer in this country at this time, female at that, very unique, do not have a legitimate endorsement. That's crazy. Y'all send aside. Clarissa, you need to fight everybody behind you. Everybody on the side of you, behind you, whoever holding that camera when you rapping, that bitch need to be fired too. Because ain't nobody bringing you no real legitimate stuff. And I'm mad about it. Ain't nobody to call fashion up. Let's get to something else. Right. Speaking of athletes, let me get here. Chris Bosch, right? I think Chris Bosch was a NBA player. But anyway, he found himself on the X this week, overly sharing, talking about how he woke up covered in his own blood. Listen, let me say this to some of the older people, right? The internet is not for you to come out and tell us your wild night secrets or that you getting old. I felt like that was too much. And I felt like his homeboy should have called him and said, I think at a certain age, y'all need to get off the internet. Y'all not figuring out this is not what you do. Oh, Chris Bosch had no reason to come and overly share to us about he maybe stumbled and fell and broke his nose. Like these are the things that should not be on the internet. It's just too much. I felt like Chris Bosch just overly shared this week. And somebody need to tell y'all, listen, when we get a certain age, a lot of this stuff should not come to the internet. It just shouldn't come to the internet. Layla Edwards. Listen, I don't know if y'all know this young lady. Beautiful young lady. I've seen this young lady. Megan Thee Stallion is doing this YouTube thing where she's over at the Winter Olympics, which is cool. And she had Layla Edwards on her little sit down, right? They was sharing a meal together. But anyway, Layla Edwards have become the first black woman to win Olympic gold medal with Team USA, right? I think she do the hockey on ice. Go and check it out. I really wanted to shout her out because I seen her over sitting and having dinner with Megan. So this is why I wanted to come and bring her to the thing. So speaking of athletics, and I'm pretty sure Miss Layla Edwards will have some kind of endorsement if it ain't never Krispy Kreme. Somebody doing Clarissa wrong. I'm sorry. I just can't let it go. I can't let it go. Listen to this. Scientists disappointed to find out ancient pharaohs was genetically darker skinned. African people. Listen, where did I see this? I seen this over on Instagram. But the scientist, this what struck me. He was very disappointed that the bones and the mammals that they was discovering, is it mammals? Mammals is an animal. But I'm sorry. But these pharaohs that they was, they digging up the graves and they finding the coffins of these ancient, modern, rich pharaohs of the time. But anyway, they found out that the bone structures are bones of people of darker skin, like Africans, right? Because I don't know if you know this or not, but they said people of an African descent, our bone structures is kind of thick. Our bones are thick than normal, right? So this side they can kind of tell who you are. So he was very upset. But what really bothered me, he said something about when he found out that the pharaohs were people of a darker skin, he went so far as to say, but they were niggas, right? And I was like, well, what is a nigga? Is that a bad? You offended? Like, why do these people hate you so much? I don't understand. But listen, I like to look at stuff like that. But to see the scientists very upset that the pharaohs was from a darker descendants, it was crazy to see how angry he was about that, to the point that he said, but they were niggas. Well, who gave them that name? Go check it out. I don't want to go too deep. They get you when you say too much. Go check it out. I thought it was crazy and offensive. Very offensive. But, I know we love to be hated. We're special. We're children of God. So we're special. They hate us like that. RFK Junior, I don't know if you've seen this. He suggested to Americans that struggling with grocery prices that they should swap beef for liver. Did you see this? Right? Now, I'm going to say this now. I'm from the South. And, down here, liver could be a delicacy, Down here in the South, we like it fried hard. Put a little rice and gravy, right? Right? But the thing is, what kind of liver? And is it, and who liver is it? This may be the time that everybody start going vegan. Right? Let's just go back to eating from the ground, right? You know, because now they want to give you some liver that you don't know where it come from. It's crazy. You got to be careful because all liver ain't good. You know, your new women, y'all don't know how to cook liver. They want you to give them $50,000 a month, but they can't even cook you no liver. Ooh, prostitution is one of the oldest trades in the book. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I know. And they can't even cook you some liver and rice. Ooh, well, pay up, fellas, pay up. Okay, let's move on. I'm a mess. I'm sorry. Lauryn Hill in the... You got to fry it hard. Oh my God. Okay, let's move on. Get it together here. Get it together. Lauryn Hill and the Wu-Tang Clan nominated for the 2026 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee. Listen, I wrote on my ex, I was like, Gene Simmons, eat your heart out, honey. Eat your heart out. We coming again. He gonna be sick when he see Lauryn Hill and Wu-Tang Clan, if they, you know, get this and they get in and win this, right? He's gonna be sick. But you know, eat your heart out, Gene Simmons. No hard feeling, but eat your heart out, honey. You can't stop this. This ain't about you. You got to talk to the spirit about that. Listen to this. Spotify new Bilboard read. The Spotify new Bilboard, it read this. It said, hip hop needs new leaders. This is what was crazy about this. Everybody was going crazy about it. First of all, let me say this to Spotify, Bilboard, and all of y'all big entities that come down here and look at us old little channels and take all of our stuff that we think about and then you put it on your big platform and you make it big. All this talking about this hip hop needs a new leader. This is what I'm over here campaigning about for a long time. My word says culture pushers. We need new culture pushers. What I've been talking about for a while. I'm bringing up the new generations. But you got these big platforms that come down and they watch us small channels and they steal our stuff. I hear my stuff all the time. It ain't about me. God give it to me to put it out. That's why I'm here. So I'm not mad about it, but stop rewording things that you hearing from the small channels, because that's all it is. But this is what I wanted to say to the artists. A lot of people was offended by just these words. It's not about trying to take away you as an artist. Be honest with you, we're trying to make artists who can really rap. It's time for you guys to step up. Step up, push the culture, carry the culture. I don't know if you see some of my stuff. I always say, are they culture carriers? Could they carry the culture? See, Spotify ain't doing that but coming down here stealing everybody's shit. Are you a culture carrier? So some of the artists who was offended, why? The only reason why artists could be offended by such stuff like this, you just ain't no rapper. You ain't no real rapper. You're not a real artist. You're not a real artist. This is what if you're offended by this, that shows that you're not really a real artist. Because a real artist, to be honest with you, this is a go sign for them. This is a sign to say, oh, let me go get this. And I believe we in the time where the real artists are here, and it's time for them to step up to help carry this culture. It just is. It is. Let me move on. I don't know if you guys saw Gavin Newsom. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to this. Gavin Newsom, that's so funny. Gavin Newsom was at a maybe city hall kind of thing, because, you know, it's coming to time where governors, presidential runs, all of this, Senate seats, all of this stuff is coming to fruition. Everybody is trying to get on your level to make you feel like they like you because they want you to vote for them. You know, they still feel like you're stupid and dumb and you haven't figured out the matrix yet. So he gets into a room with a lot of people of color. You know, a lot of y'all don't like that word. I like to say something that make you hot mad. But anyway, and he told them how he don't know how to read like them. I don't know how to read like you. I gossip on my phone like I'm Young Thug too. Ah! Okay, let me quit. It's too early. Who you with? On the couch with my favorite sinner. So Gavin Newsom wanted to be like you. He said you can't read. And what's so crazy was the man that was sitting with him, he had no sense. He should have easily said, sir, I can read. I don't know who you trying to relate to, but it ain't us. We so crazy. We'll sit there and just let people tell us anything, right? Because y'all still fool. You really think that these people gonna really tell you something about what they're gonna do for you, and they're not. And they're not. Now, if you want to be into that, you could, go on with it. I get sold a lot of bullshit all the time. But to the real people, we ain't going. We're not going. Do your thing. Do your thing. They should have had the man from the BAFA with the Tourette's that was up in there and just started calling folks Edgar. Edgar. Okay. Let me quit. I feel like I'm about to be a comedian. I think I'm gonna change my career. I'm going out to being a comedian. Think I can do it? I gotta go. Because I am on my black job. Bye.